Hello, hello, hello. I am Ty Miles Caldwell of Ty Miles Productions and host of I Push Greatness.
And I'm Tanisha Sutton with I Can Enterprises, and I push greatness with Ty.
Yes, please be on the lookout with our upcoming interview. It is going to be an awesome one with Miss Tanisha L. Sutton, folks.
Yes.
Stay tuned. This is Ty Miles Caldwell of Ty Miles Productions, and you are watching I Push Greatness. I am here with Miss Tanisha L. Sutton, and L is for lovely, folks.
Hi.
Yes, first and foremost, I thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, because you could have been anywhere else. I sound like I'm in church, right?
I know, right?
You could have been anywhere else but here.
Anywhere.
Yes, but you didn't count a robbery to be here in the house of the Lord today. And first and foremost, I got to go ahead and say we must thank our sponsors, Effect Change. We love you all. We thank you for sponsoring the show. And for those who do not know about Effect Change, they are a collective of intellectual minds who are about making a change within the community. And we will be sure that you get more information about Effect Change in the future. So now to our interview.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
I thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
So let's just go ahead and delve into it.
All right.
You are a single mother. You are an entrepreneur. You are just diva down. Yes, that's why the L is for lovely. How many businesses do you own and operate now?
Well, technically, I only own 2, but they actually serve as the umbrella corporations for a few different companies.
Okay, now, for those who actually follow you or those who personally know you, it's hard to say that is narrowed down to 2. I know that one of them is I Can Enterprises.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
I Can Enterprises, one I'll say about the name.
Mm-hmm.
I named the company I Can because, one, my favorite scripture is I can do all things through Christ Jesus.
Oh, right.
And it just turned out God has really blessed me to do a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
The second is I literally can do a lot of things. So our tagline for that company is whatever your business needs, I can.
Ooh.
And so basically the company, it provides administrative support, accounting, taxation, various other administrative business avenues for small businesses. Okay. So I help businesses in the startup phase, whatever that may be, whether it be business plan writing, just some basic business planning 101. I've learned along the years that a lot of businesses, or a lot of individuals, I should say, they're good at what they do. Okay. But they just don't have that business background, and it basically causes them to fail. Mm-hmm. I know we've all seen businesses just go out of business. You're like, well, what happened? Yes. It's a popular restaurant I won't mention, but it shut down. I'm like, wow, everybody was always there eating. But when the business part of it doesn't work out, then your business tends to go under. And so that's why I step in at that. My focus has always been on small businesses because that seems to be where the most need is. Yes. And it's the most avoided part of business. Corporations, they have money. Big businesses, they have money to hire someone like myself to be a full-time staff, to help market the company, to help do all their accounting, all their tax, to keep them in business. But small businesses, they don't really have the resources or the funds to be able to pay someone like me. So I contract my services out. I might work 5 to 10 hours a week for a company. Okay. It may be temporary position, or it may be something that's more long-term that they need, on an ongoing basis. So that's what I do. Okay, one is I Can Enterprises. Now, you keep your hair fabulous. Yes. When I had hair, she was a client. Yes, I was a client. There are pictures, there are photos out there to prove it. I know a number of your clients. I've seen photos of a number of your clients. So tell me that part of what you do. Yes. So the other company, when I said the 2, is A New You Beauty. And I need you to say that a little bit louder as well. A New You Beauty. All right now. Yes, and that's ANU by you. BEAUTY. Love it. Love it. Just in case you want to look that up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, A New You Beauty, that's actually one of my newest businesses, I should say, that came from a 14-year-old dream. My grandmother was a cosmetologist, and I just always loved hair. I always loved doing hair. I loved everything about beauty. I love fashion, all of that. And I always said I was gonna, go to cosmetology school and come a hairdresser like my grandmother and my aunt at the time. But my mother was like, no, you need to go to college. Well, that was probably the smartest thing that I probably could have done, because instead of just becoming a hairdresser, I actually am able to own my own hair salon. Yes. And now, instead of just doing hair, A New You Beauty also provides beauty services and different faculties. We also do fashion consulting and fitness, health and wellness. So that's where the other business that you probably think was a separate umbrella.
Yes.
But Faith and Fitness is actually a wellness program that I developed from my own journey in losing weight that I've just encompassed into a plan to help other people in their journey. So.
Awesome. Now, for those who know me and those who have been following I Push Greatness, or if this is your first time, let me break down the fact that I don't simply have people on the show because they have businesses. I have people on the show who are going to have a story that is going to inspire others. That is what I Push Greatness is about. I see greatness within men, women, young people that needs to be shared with other people for them to realize how to tap into that greatness, that vast wealth of whatever it is that fire is that's within you. That's something that you wake up and you can't shake it. You keep going back into this area that you're working in and you're like, oh, why do I keep over here in this area? I love it. What do I do with this?
Right.
And so I have people on the show that have a story that is going to be able to assist you in your journey. So that's why Tanisha L. Sutton is here today. Not simply because she has these businesses and she is not a jack of all trades, but what?
The queen of all trades.
The queen of all trades. Not simply because of that, but how she ended up tapping into her gifts. So, with starting your businesses, how did you get bold enough to step out there as an entrepreneur?
Well, honestly, Ty, I can say that was not any of my own doing.
Okay.
I actually was, in a way, forced into entrepreneurship. I've always wanted to have my own businesses. I think everybody, maybe at some point in their life, be like, man, it would be great to work for myself.
Yes.
You know, some people are comfortable in 9 to 5, and trust me, I'm not against 9 to 5. But I've just always aspired to work for myself. I wanted to be my own boss, and you know, I just wanted that. It was a desire of mine, and I guess maybe going to school for business, that was just kind of the push. But I went to college. I did like everybody else did. I interned. I got a job. I got complacent.
Okay.
And the thought or the dream or even thinking that I could work for myself didn't even seem attainable. Okay. But then, fast forward 5 years later, I got laid off. From a job that I thought I was going to retire from. So I got laid off, and I said at this point in my life, I can either step out on faith and really have faith that God was going to allow me to pursue my dream. It was going to allow me to provide for my family and to really make a living and live. Or I was just going to go and apply, work for somebody else, be unhappy, and just be stuck in a job for the rest of my life. I chose the first.
Okay.
And so at that time, it was just doing tax work. I was already still doing taxes. Ever since I was 18, I've been doing taxes. And at that time, it was just called Sutton Tax Services. Well, Wilkins Tax Services, because I wasn't married yet. And then once I got married, I changed the name to Sutton Tax Services. And so I was just still doing taxes. So that was always, you know, something I could fall back on. Okay. When I got laid off, I was collecting unemployment. I have a nice little severance package. So I just kind of chilled for a while. But then the time came, was like, okay, you got to make a decision. What you going to do, girl? You ain't got no money. Like, what are you going to do?
Reality sure enough sets in.
And when reality set in, of course, my first instinct was, okay, go back. You get to find a job. You know, that was the easy. You know, that's to me that was the easy way out.
Yes.
You know, I'm educated. I have college degrees. I have 2 master's degrees. You can go get a job. Like, you look real crazy sitting at home unemployed. And now, as we fast forward, I'm about to have a baby. So I'm like, okay, you either go. What you gonna do, little girl? You know, we have to do something. And so it just so happened, you know, things lined up. I want to, you know, shorten the story, but fast forward. I ended up coming back. I was living in Greensboro at the time. I moved back home, and the pieces just fell into place. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be,
okay,
but it was exactly what I needed it to be.
So you were talking about the fact that it wasn't what you thought it was going to be, but it was what you needed. Elaborate on that.
Well, I think in life we always have a mental picture of what it is, how our life is going to turn out. Even, you know, I'm a woman of faith. I truly love God and I trust Him in all things. But even when we pray and we ask things, sometimes we already got it already figured out. Like, okay, God, this is what I want you to do, but I want you to do it exactly like this.
Yes.
And if it doesn't happen like that, you tend to think that it's not of God.
Teach.
But if you keep on living and you keep on moving and God reveals himself and his plan even more, you realize that it was really all part of his plan.
Yes.
So that's why I say it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was exactly what I needed it to be because it was God's plan for my life. So what ended up happening, I moved back home.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kids was being born in my family, and it set up an opportunity for me to actually open a daycare.
Okay.
I had absolutely no desire, no thought process of a daycare. But I was approached by one of my family members to take care of their triplets at the time. And I was like, if I'm going to do it, I have to do it my way. And so I researched and I was like, well, I can do a home daycare. I had my own daughter. I said, you could have 5 kids. I said, okay, I can get 1 more. I said, we'll have a daycare. So again, fast forwarding through all the details and all the planning. I mean, when I tell you everything lined up perfectly, I had no choice. It was just kind of like, okay, if you walk away from this, you're crazy.
Gotcha.
And so I was living in an apartment at the time. I was able to get my house. I mean, the vision that I had for the house was completely perfect. I wanted a space that was going to be separate for the children. I had a space separate. I was able to get into the house within a month's time, which was pretty much unheard of, unprecedented.
Yeah.
It takes a lot sometimes to get in the house, but I was able to go ahead and get in within a month's time. I set everything up. As I started making money, I was able to actually fix the daycare up the way I wanted. So when you came into, my facility, you're coming into a house, but you walked into it and a daycare. Like, that was something that really set me apart from other home providers. And I was able to say
you got a high standard. So you're not just gonna do it any type of way. It's got to be like top notch.
It has to be, I wanted it to be nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, even though it wasn't my plan to actually go into daycare, I mean, that was the furthest thing from my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school for accounting. Mm-hmm. I got my master's in business administration. None of that added up to daycare, But it set me up because even though it wasn't what I wanted to do, I always had a passion for kids. I always loved kids. I ended up go back to school and get my master's for early childhood education. So I actually be great in what I did. I don't ever want to do anything mediocre. I feel like if you're going to do something, at least just be great at it. Even if it's not, where you are right then. But, just be great at it. So I did go back to school. I educated myself. I got all the information that I needed. And I put my best foot forward. I came across some problems. I did have some situations that happened, but they were all learning lessons. I didn't do everything right. But that was the beauty about having that business, because I was able to use that business to make those mistakes.
Okay.
To make those, because you don't want to get into your dream business and make those mistakes and lose your dream. So God set it up to where, okay, here's your practice. It's going to pay for your bills. It's going to put a roof over your head. It's going to provide for your child. It's going to open up all the doors that you need, but it's going to be your practice ground. So you can go ahead and make those mistakes, because once I bring you into your promise, I don't want you to mess that up. I want you to learn everything you need to learn. And that's what I did. I took that opportunity. I made the mistakes that a lot of business owners make.
Such as?
We won't get into all of
that. Okay, let's do this.
It was a lot.
We're not going to talk about her mistakes.
But sometimes it's, just the general ones. I will say,
that's
since this is an inspirational interview, I would say a lot of times our money. And one of the biggest ones is undermining myself and allowing other people to undermine it. I came across the fact, people didn't value what I did. And they didn't value it because I didn't value it.
Got it.
And
Give an example of that.
That taught me how, some people really, it's a stereotype with home daycares.
Okay.
They really don't rank up to a center. And you have some people that don't respect it or don't think it is. A lot of people call me a babysitter.
Ooh, okay.
And for someone in the field, that's an insult. Mm-hmm. But they didn't know any, I'm not a babysitter. Here I am. I went back to school to get a master's to do this.
Yes.
Not saying I had to have a master's to do it, but I had a master's doing it. I'm not a babysitter. I wouldn't have even went that far just to babysit someone. I wasn't just changing diapers and giving bottles. Yes, that was part of my job, but I also educated. Those preschool years are very vital to how a child performs in school.
Absolutely.
So that was important too. And I felt like people disrespected it a lot. But if it was at a center providing the same thing that I provided, it was a respected career. Oh, they're not babysitters. They actually, they're teachers.
Yes.
I didn't have that title behind me.
Got it.
And so those are some of the things that, and I just had to realize, but I didn't value it either. I didn't value the opportunity that I had. And so, and again, like I said, the financial mistakes, a lot of businesses kind of, I underestimated what my expenses and things would be. If you know anything about the daycare industry and what little, it's based on the kids. So you have to plan for that. A kid could go, if I'm making, let's just say for example, $700 for a kid that month. There's, they can give a 2 weeks notice, but the next month I might not have that $700.
Got it.
That's a big, for anybody, that's a big lack in income to go from 1 month and then not have it the next month. And so what most business owners that I find that I've been working with along the way is they don't plan for that. They don't prepare. You have to have working capital. You have to anticipate that sales are not going to be what you thought it were going to be. You have to anticipate that I wasn't going to have 5 kids every day all year long, that some months a kid might leave, and that's what happened.
Hence the reason they need to come and see you over at Arcane Enterprises.
And here I went to school for business. These are things that I thought I knew, but some things you don't know until you're forced to actually put it to practice. Some things you really do just learn along the way. And so I was able, in 37 years, put all those things that I learned along the way to actually help other people, mixed in with my education.
Wow. So you have the component where you're helping small businesses. Before all of that, you had the daycare, and you have a new youth salon, and then the fitness portion. Tell me the name again.
Faith and Fitness.
You have Faith and Fitness. Now, you've always looked fabulous.
Thank you.
Always looked fabulous. When I first met you, you had a little more going on, a little more insulation.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
A little bit more to love.
Yeah, just a little more to love. But you have been on this journey, this fitness journey, and I want you to literally look into the camera and tell some people about that, because we're here and we have so many people who are just on this fitness. For a lot of people, they're on a fitness kick, as opposed to it being a lifestyle,
right?
Yeah. So, tell me about your journey. Let's just do it that way.
Well, my journey started because I was just tired.
Okay.
Physically, I was tired. I live in a 3-story townhouse, and it was a shame that I could not even walk to my bedroom.
Gotcha.
Without about to pass out by the time I got there. It got tiring. So I really did physically get tired, and I got mentally tired. And I said, I'm not dieting anymore. I'm not going to keep making promises to myself. And I was going to need God, which is why ultimately I named my program Faith and Fitness, because that was the ultimate component. It's not called Fitness and Faith because faith came first.
Gotcha.
When I decided, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to start, it never really was about the weight.
Okay.
It was really always about being healthy. Because if you knew me before I lost the weight, I always thought of myself as Miss Diva. I was always cute, but I was tired of being cute in the face. That type of cute.
Yes, gotcha.
I wanted it all to match. But what really got me was not because I didn't think I was pretty, or that I thought that I was fat, or that I was overweight. It was my health. And when I realized I'm going to the doctor, she was like, your blood pressure is borderline. She was like, you either can lose weight, we're going to put you on medicine. I said, I'm going to lose weight. But it took me 2 more times to go to the doctor for her to tell me that. I ain't gonna lie. It took 2 more times.
It took you 2 more times. Tell me
I
that.
think we all been there. Don't look at me like I'm strange. Your doctor done told you more than twice.
Yes.
At least it only took me 3 times before I'm like, okay, I hate medicine. I don't want to take medicine. I'm like, I got to do this. It was important to me.
Yes.
I want to be around. I'm a single mother. My daughter, I want to be here.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to play with her, without getting out of breath. I felt guilty because I'm like, girl, I'm tired. Can we sit down and watch a movie?
I'm going to need you to stop talking about my struggle. I need her to stop talking about my struggle right now, guys.
Girl, I'm out of breath. Let's sit down.
The way my body's set up right now. Yes.
When you can't even take the child to the park. You know, and it's like you're making up excuses because you can't do that. And so I was like, I just want to be healthy. It wasn't about the weight. And so I literally spent 30 days praying. I was like, God, I can't do this by myself. I didn't try to do it by myself. I can't. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But like I said, as a woman of faith, I had to trust God in all things. We go to God about everything else. why not go to him about your health?
Ooh.
Why not go, like change your prayers? I'm like, Lord, give me the strength.
Yes.
Just to make it through the day. Give me the strength to turn down my plate. Give me the strength to make the better choices. Truly guide me in this. I treated it like a consecration.
Wow.
And so it took those 30 days. I prayed, I fasted, I did meal planning, I did all the research that I needed. I was like, okay, what do I need to do? And I ended up linking up with my now best friend, Crystal Melvin.
Yes. Shout out to Crystal Melvin. We love you, darling.
One of my other friends was actually going to one of her classes, and I contacted her, and I was like, hey, I just saw you in a picture in a fitness class, where is it? I saw it was just all girls, and it was girls that looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, where's this class? And she was like, oh yeah, it's free. I don't know if it's going to keep being free, but she's new, and it's over at Southgate. I was like, cool. So I came, and I've been going ever since.
Yes.
Me and her ended up actually really becoming best friends, but it was a group of ladies who were in the same struggle as me.
Mm-hmm.
And we worked out together. Just that once a week. It was just fitness, dancing type, aerobics type. Nothing too strenuous.
I've been there.
Yeah, you've been there,
it's
girl.
nothing too strenuous.
But I was just like you when I first started. I was
Whew.
like, this is hard.
Mm-hmm.
To put it out there, I was 284 pounds. It was hard.
Oh, it's easy for you to put it out there when you look like this now. Oh, to put it out there, I was hard because she looked like this.
But I don't say that to brag or boast or,
I know.
But at 284, it's hard.
Yes.
That's a lot of weight on you to sit there and do an hour of cardio.
This is true.
Girl, I was about to die.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, we got to get some of the weight out first. But she started a walking group, so we would walk.
Mm-hmm.
And even when they were only walking once a week, I started walking 2-3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I used it as an opportunity to spend more time with my daughter. So while I'm walking the track, sometimes she would ride her bike around the track, or she would play on the playground near the track. So we made it mother-daughter time.
Yes.
And that pushed me even more because I saw that I was being an example for her.
Yes.
And that really made me proud. Her birthday came around and she asked for workout clothes for her birthday. And I was like, wow, like she loves going to the classes with me.
She does.
And, throughout that journey, I just found more classes, different things to do. But the only advice that I can give someone that is going through it is throw away all those diets. Throw away all the advice you've ever heard. Mm. It's literally find the things that you like to do. I love to skate. I started going skating more. I actually hated walking, but I love spending time with my daughter. So I made it a mother-daughter thing. Mm. When I go to the fitness classes, I didn't spend any money to lose 80 pounds.
Wow.
My classes, I'll take that back. Some of the classes, like Zumba, was $1.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not a lot.
Crystal's class was free.
Mm-hmm.
The boot camp classes I was a part of, they were free. Every now and then I would pay $5 for a class. Mm-hmm. I did have a gym membership, but I really didn't go that much. I really was just investing in the company. They were just taking my money.
Yes.
But I didn't go because I'm not really a gym person. Mm-hmm. But as I started with my journey, I became a gym person because now I just like working out. I really like working out. But my advice is it really is a lifestyle. You see people, it's not a hashtag. It really is a lifestyle. Don't try to do things that you're not going to stick with. That's why we say a lifestyle. You have to find those things that can fit into your life.
Yes. And
I can't commit to go into the gym every day because that doesn't fit into my life as a single mother. Who's going to keep my child while I'm at the gym?
Exactly.
That's not somewhere that my child can go. But she can go with me to some of these classes. So I found classes that she can go because then that means I'm going to stay in this program.
Yes.
Because now it's part of my lifestyle. That's something that fit in my life. I love to go skating. I'm not going to put skating on my regimen. That's something I hate to do.
True.
So you just got to do that. Don't try to follow the trends. Don't try to follow what everybody else is doing. Figure out things that work for you. Don't set up any goals because I didn't have any goals. I stepped on the scale and I was like, wow, like I really did this thing. Like I'm losing weight. And that pushed me more, but I never had a goal. My only goal was just be healthy.
Be healthy.
And once I let go of all of that, the weight just fell off.
And in the meanwhile, yes, her goal was to be healthy, but under this cute little jacket, the girl got guns. I'm telling you, like fabulous. And I've watched her on this journey, and I've watched her be consistent. And I was going to some of the classes, and I end up having a surgery, and then I fell off. And my goal now is I want to be healthy. As I'm pushing greatness, I want to push and see the greatness that's inside of this. So yes, I can and I will be seeing Tanisha L. Sutton. Believe that.
And that's what I want. I just want to be able to help and inspire somebody else, because it's a lot of people that's going through the journey. And I'm still real. If you can see, I'm not no size 2. So I actually do teach fitness classes now, but I think that's something that sets me apart, because when people come in, they actually can see somebody they can relate to. Yes. It's hard going to a class, and I'm sorry, Miss Betty Boop up there, her little, you don't know my struggle. You ain't never been big. You ain't never, it's easy for you. Like, come on, girl, give me 30 more minutes. Like, I ain't got 30 more minutes, girl. I'm about to die. Yes. I need you to sit down now.
Girl, we can stay on this one.
So we good when you come to class. I'm like, girl, I understand. We can take a 5-minute break. Let's go get some water. Like, I understand.
You all will see upcoming posts of me talking about my struggle.
Yes.
But I'm going to press through, because we'll stay on this one. Let me ask you this. Briefly, tell me, how do you balance being a mother, an entrepreneur, a friend, a daughter? How do you balance all of this? Because you are just the queen of what you do.
And sometimes I don't feel like I balance. Sometimes, and that's, that's life. Mm-hmm. I don't beat myself up about it. But what I personally do is, like I said, even with the health, I found ways to incorporate my daughter in there.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm a mother first, period. And as a true entrepreneur, to all my entrepreneurs out there, you're really not an entrepreneur if you don't own your time.
Ooh.
You're really not. You still work for somebody else if somebody else owns your time. And that's why I got out of the daycare, because I didn't work for me. I worked for Division of Child Development. I worked for parents. I worked for children. I didn't work for me, because I couldn't come and go as I pleased. I couldn't set my schedule the way I wanted to. But what I'm doing now, I actually control my time. Yes, I have customers, and I have to, advocate to my customers and change some things around here and there. But at the end of the day, I own my time. So as a hairdresser, when I'm scheduling appointments, if I know I pick my daughter every day. That's something I always want to do, is take her to school and pick her up. I do have help from time to time, but that's what I want to do. So I don't schedule anything when it's time to take her to school and when it's time to pick her up. Everything works around that. So at the end of the day, you balance, because you put in your perspective the things that are important to you. We always make time for the things that are important to us.
Facts.
And that's how you balance your life. I'm a mother first. So when I do my schedule, it's around her. Taking her to school, picking her up from school, her activities, spending time with her. Being free in the evenings to cook her dinner. To put her to bed. Those are the things that everything else works around that. And I never lose focus on that. She's why I do things, and that helps me stay balanced. And when it comes to all the other different businesses, is really, you have to get organized. That's my biggest thing. If you a mess, everything around you going to be a mess. It starts with organization. So I'm able to balance the different businesses. When I'm in the salon, I schedule my times accordingly. When I know I need to be in the offices for my other businesses, when I know I need, it's all about scheduling. It's all about being organized. And it helps because I work from home. So all of my businesses are home-based. I have my headquarters. It does take me outside sometimes, but I'm able to just balance it. Get organized and truly rank things that are really important to you. And everything else will fall into place.
So Tanisha, you are a vast wealth of information, a vast wealth of wisdom. What legacy do you want to leave?
Well, I think a lot of people, when they think of legacy, they think of the money.
Yes, most people.
And yes, it's going to be great to be able to leave my child. Right now, I only have one, to be able to leave her money, but the money may go.
Yes.
And so the one thing above the money I want to leave her is an example. An example of how to make the money, how to sustain in business, how to be a better wife, a better mother herself when the time comes, and just how to be a better woman.
Love it.
So at the end of the day, I want to lead my example.
Now, here comes the question that I ask folks. Now, I always send a list. I send a list of questions to folks. This woman almost has photographic memory, so she's going to say, Todd, that one on the list.
That one on the list.
So,
what is it?
The question is, if you had, I have a passion for young people. You met some of my girls when I was working at West Care. You came down there, and this is before she got everything off, and she was out there playing kickball and running and everything. So you know how I feel about our young folks. If you had one gift that you can give to young people, logic wasn't an issue, money was of no consequence, what would you give them?
Yeah, that wasn't on the list.
No, it was not. But that's how we do on our Push Greatness.
But that's fine, because now you know it's going to be a genuine answer.
Absolutely.
But the one gift I would give anybody is my hustler mentality.
All right. You could look in the camera and say
yes, my hustler mentality. And I don't mean it in that negative connotation that a lot of people may think, oh, she a hustler. You know, like, no. Hustler is in go get it. You know, you put your all into something. You know, it's like you have to be willing to do whatever it is that you need to do. You know, pride aside, all of that. You know, it got to the point when I got laid off, if it came to the point of me having to flip burgers, I would have flipped burgers because that's an honest career. It's an honest way to make money.
Because somebody else would have said, well, I have 2 degrees. I'm not getting ready to go and flip any burgers.
You know, you got to put your pride aside. Do you want to eat or do you want to be prideful?
Yes.
Because you can be homeless and prideful. I'd rather, you know, be home, you know, with a roof over my head and some food in my stomach. So if that means working at McDonald's, then yes. But I just have that true hustler mentality. Like, I don't settle for mediocrity. I always go for great, and I don't let anything stop me. I don't let anything get in the way. You know, I try to stay focused at all times, but I just go get it. I continue to work hard, continue to push. And I know that's your thing.
Yes.
I push greatness because God pushes me, and I got people that are pushing me, and I got a daughter that is counting on me, so I cannot stop.
I love it. Girl, you already know we're going to be bringing you back, right?
Yes.
Especially as I'm going through my transformation with Tanisha L. Sutton.
Yes, we're going to come back for the reveal, honey.
Indeed. So I'm excited. Again, this is Ty Miles Caldwell of Ty Miles Productions, and you have been watching I Push Greatness. Thank you. Have an awesome day. Until next time, folks.
Bye.